Hey guys, Tony Porter, Tabletop Baseball Digest, and what I'm doing right now is an unboxing of a Sports Illustrated baseball game. This is the 1971 release with the 70 baseball teams. I want you to see that. Before and I do anything, I want to do a quick touch-up on a spot that's like really bothering me. Now the box, I bought it a few years ago. The box is not in great condition, has some defects, has like a water stain, a damage stain. So I'm going to use some paint and I'm going to go over it to see if I can camouflage it a little bit so it doesn't look so extreme. And then of course I'm going to be testing out. Now that color looks a little too bright, so I'm going to grab something a little bit darker and see if this one is the same one I just used. So let me grab something a little bit darker to mix it in there. And let's see, some of these are dried out. I haven't used them in years. So a lot of these are going to get thrown in the garbage, and I got to start fresh with my paint collection. Some of these are still usable. This one is a little bit darker, and we'll bring it down there. There we go. So let's see if we can blend it in. Okay, and just call me Bob Ross. We're going to blend it in right now. A little bit closer to what I see. There we go. There. I think. Let's see what this looks like. It maybe, if it's too. Oh, that's a little bit better. Yeah, that looks a little bit better now. See that? Now it's almost the same. We lined it up pretty much. Okay, that's pretty close. I mean, it's definitely not perfect, but at least you won't see that big gash, which is the box torn up, right? It's a little bit better. What happens is here I have to kind of go into this area to blend it all so it's not so noticeable, because it seems that my color is different than the darker. My color, see that? So it looks a little bit better. I could make it a tad darker here. Let's see if I could save it there without going too far. There. Ooh, that's a little bit too dark. So let's get that off there. Let's go back to the lighter stuff. Don't want to go to the dark side. All right, this is going to be close enough. We're going to do this little crack, that little crack, and it's going to be a little bit better. Again, not exact. When it dries, we'll know a little bit more about what color is going on here, but this one I want to fill in for sure. Do a little water there. This one definitely looks bad, and we can just camouflage it like that. I went to Cracker Barrel today. It took them 35 minutes to serve me eggs and pancakes. And people next to me who walked in after me were getting their pancakes and eggs. So eventually I spoke to the manager, and they caught my meal, which was freaking excellent, because the place is noisy, it's cramped, it's loud. It's just chaotic, and I'm not a big fan of going out for breakfast, even though I like breakfast because it's super cheap. So that's where I take my wife on dates, so I can get away with like cheap, a cheap date. And then I can always say, hey, I took you to breakfast, All right, not great. I don't totally like the match. I may have to go over it a little bit more. It's a little bit darker than I want, so let's see if we can get one more color in there, a little bit brighter color. I got to start painting miniature figures. I did that for a while, so I got to start doing that. This one looks a little bit, so that's darker here. Ooh, Jesus, what did I just do? Slow down, cowboy. All right, there we go. All right, we got a little bit better there, I think. Let's blending in a little bit more with the colors here. All right, this part down here is still too dark, so let me go over it and see if I can lighten it a little bit. But if it's wet, it's going to look darker. So we're going to have to wait a while to see if we can. But at least I think it's camouflaged a little bit, and I can go over it and try to match it a little bit better. The bottom is the one that's bothering me a little bit. I see that as really dark, but I can't overdo it either. See that? Then I can blend it with a little bit of darker color. Let's see now. There we go. So we're blending it with a little bit of darker color there. Not too dark. Still not great. Still struggling a little bit, just find a little bit darker. But again, let me try to blend a little bit. I still see some dark there, so I'm not totally happy with what I did, but again, my eyes are not great. Anyway, all right, so we tried to repair a box. Now, I did more to repairing this box when I got it. You look on the inside, I reinforced the insides. This one is coming off, I gotta reinforce that one. And this one's coming off as well, I gotta reinforce that one. So I gotta do the job the second time. I don't have any, you know what will work there? A glue stick, and I believe I may have a glue stick in this box. The coworker abruptly left and left me a box. Yeah, I think I had a glue stick somewhere in there. Let's see. I definitely have a glue stick somewhere, my friends, and I will track it down, but I could definitely fix that quickly with a glue stick. Anyway, let's get, so that was, we're going to do that one video, and then we'll start the unboxing with another video.